Let's look at this in depth with Margaret Carlson, political columnist for Bloomberg News, as well as Washington editor of The Week magazine. Good evening, Margaret.
Good evening, Keith.
Maybe I'm really naive, but I know a little bit, at least, about every presidential election since, like, McKinley. And leaving Senator Obama out of this for the moment, I don't get Senator Clinton's personal rationalization for this. How do you beat some other guy to become president by continually saying how qualified the other guy is to become president?
Well, you know, with the Clintons, it's something new every day. And this is part of the kitchen sink. We just didn't see this particular part of it coming. This is the garbage disposal part of the kitchen sink, because it is so much disdain for Obama that she prefers to embrace the only other person on the screen these days, which is Senator John McCain. It is a very short-sighted strategy. It makes no sense beyond tomorrow. But the Clinton campaign doesn't look beyond tomorrow. Otherwise, you know, they wouldn't have had so many problems. They thought February 5th was the end of everything. So all of this is back to the future for them.
Maybe it's the baby and the bathwater in the kitchen sink at this point. But Senator Obama's response tonight to Senator Clinton's line about life experience, she, like Senator McCain, believes life begins when you arrive in Washington. Is this the thing that he's been looking for, that he can hit her back on with impunity without seeming to, you know, to go to those 3 a.m. Ghostbusters ads? I mean, it seems like there are three principal groups comprise the Democratic Party: his supporters, her supporters, and the Democrats who don't care which of them or who defeats John McCain. Would not two of those three groups respond pretty well to a theme of, why on earth are you ranking John McCain ahead of any Democrat?
I know. Well, they said it was going to get rancorous and be really, really bad for Democrats if this thing went on too long. And look where we are. This looks bad for Democrats when she prefers John McCain winning the White House to Senator Obama winning the nomination. I mean, this is... you know, this is about as far as you can go in terms of it has to be me or no Democrat. I'd rather it be a Republican. Now, remember a month ago, Keith, when Bill Clinton out of the blue said what good friends Hillary Clinton and John McCain were, because they went on one of these condo things to, I think, to Russia, and they were doing shots of vodka or you know, really having a ball on the plane. And maybe they were laying the groundwork for this way back then. It doesn't seem possible, but it's such a peculiar route to take.
Indeed. There's also something that seems a little sad about the 3 a.m. phone call argument. The premise here is McCain's a senator, Clinton's a senator, Obama's a senator. The variables, unless there are more that I'm not aware of, Senator McCain is the only one who was a service veteran, and Senator Clinton was the only one who spent 8 years married to the commander-in-chief. And this equation somehow, I mean, this means kind of that Laura Bush has about as much experience as she does on that front. Right. Is this an analogy in trying to stand up for herself and proving she is qualified to be a president? Is this really the analogy Senator Clinton wants to keep pursuing? Look, I can be president. I was married to one. Isn't that the whole criticism of her?
Well, it is, and she clearly doesn't want to take the bad stuff from that presidency. She only wants to suggest that she was in on all the important stuff and that this gives her a leg up on Obama. In a conference call, Keith, when the red phone ad came up, she was asked, well, what is her experience? And there was no answer. And then someone came back with, well, she gave the opening speech at the women's conference in Beijing, and she's visited 80 countries. Well, you know, she really did. I was on some of those trips. She really did have tea and cookies in those countries.
Margaret Carlson of Bloomberg News, great thanks for helping me not think I'm crazy about this. Good night. We're not done with the campaign. There's a huge development in the Obama NAFTA story that basically turns it on its head. The Clinton campaign winked to the Canadians. It's the Clinton NAFTA story.